watching iRacing on the Ghostfire Media Network.
Transervice has been a leader in the transportation and fleet maintenance industry for over 50 years. If you're a professional driver or technician looking for opportunities to be the best and work with the best, then we want you working at Transervice. Our current workforce includes over 1,000 drivers and technicians, managing over 24,000 pieces of equipment in over 120 regional and local facilities across North America and Puerto Rico, and we're getting larger all the time. Our corporate philosophy of trust, respect, and honesty has led to employees that have spent their entire career with Transervice. As with our employees, we have many customer relationships exceeding 20 years. You'll have the opportunity to learn and grow professionally in an environment that values and rewards excellence, with a variety of perks such as education support, recognition awards, career advancement opportunities, and more. A great work-life balance, a company built on values, recognition, and rewards for excellence. While our competitors offer jobs, Transervice offers you a career, not just a job. Contact us today.
If recent storms have caused damage to your property, contact 811 before you begin your cleanup. Buried utilities around uprooted trees can make a bad situation worse if those lines are not located before digging. Electric, natural gas, and internet lines are everywhere, and knowing where they are is the safest way to start any digging project. Call North Carolina 811 by dialing 811 or by using single address ticket on nc811.org or the NC811 app.
There we go. Hold on, Randall. There we go. The last 15 minutes, nobody heard us. We're good now.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, we're good now. Ladies and gentlemen, down the backstretch here, side by side. We just had the greatest pre-race show in history, by the way.
They didn't hear
The greatest 20-minute pre-race show ever, and none of you heard a single thing. Oh, look at this coming to the start-finish line, side by side. Trey Eidson on the outside, Tyler Dalton on the inside there. We'll kind of touch on what we said here in a moment. But this is going to be great, Randy. We're so excited for this, folks. I mean, look at this pack that we already have. And you see the guys behind them, Randy. They're kind of doing what we thought they would do. They're kind of laying back a little bit. They're giving themselves some room. They're easing off. They're kind of saying, hey, if those 13 guys up front want to go battle and, you know, maybe get into some. Trey Eidson up the track there off the front bumper of Fuller. Oh, Trey Eidson with a big save into one. Big save, but it stacks the field up, and they're wrecking behind him. They're wrecking behind him. Mike Montesi in the wall. Ed Burrell, Doug Roth, Jimmy Coleman, Scott Simley, Kevin Stone. They're still wrecking. They're still wrecking back here in 1 and 2. Holy schmoly.
We may end up only having 12 trucks running.
Yeah, we're going to go back and show this to you folks. Give us 1 second here. Here we go with the caution. It's going to start up front here with the number 6 of Mike Montesi. He's on the bottom of the racetrack. You see Hamish Gallagher, actually. It starts in the middle lane. Hamish Gallagher gets sent into the corner when everybody checks up. He gets an E.J. O'Rourke. Mike Montesi up the track. Down the track they go behind him. And you're going to see these guys behind him just start piling in. See if we can get let's see if we can get a little better view here. Maybe on the 12
go a little
truck.
farther back.
Maybe on the 12 truck here.
I'd even go farther back than that.
Where is the 12? Where is the 12? There is the 12. All right, the 12 is all the way back here by himself, and I mean, just look at what he sees. The track is blocked. The track is cleared down bottom. Still cleared down bottom. He gets run over from the inside. So they were running over each other trying to avoid the incident is what was happening there. All right. So, folks, let's just give you a little recap of what me and Randy Pepper said, okay?
Yeah, let's do that. Definitely.
The issues we see here tonight are going to be pit lane entry and staying off that right rear quarter panel. Stay away from that right rear of that back bumper at all costs. You get on that right rear, you're going to spin the truck out in front of you. And what we are going to consistently see here is, excuse me, the first race here. Me and Randy said this, that the first race at a racetrack is always a mess. You look at Formula One going to Zandvoort for the first time in years. It was a mess. IndyCar going to Nashville was a mess. Last year it was an absolute mess. This year much better. NASCAR with Indy. The track literally came apart. They solved it the next year. This is not so much going to be a track issue. It's going to be a driver's learning the track. Now 120 laps, 2 hours of practice, countless hours of practice for these guys when they got the opportunity to practice on this track today. That might solve those issues. The sim being a little bit more forgiving here in Atlanta than I think Atlanta actually is. But these guys just being so immensely talented is also going to help us.
That's a big part of it. These guys are so talented. But we did talk about pit road, and we talked about if these guys had to pit under green, it was going to be a challenge because we did not see very many of these guys practice pitting at all. So maybe those guys are the guys that figured that we were going to see cautions like we already have at lap 5 and figured, well, we're going to have cautions. We don't have to practice, these pitting incidents, So I don't know. Maybe that's what they were thinking. But if we do have a green flag, run here and they have to pit, I think a lot of these guys are going to be very surprised that they have to get down on those brakes pretty fast.
Yeah, and as we get doubled back up here at the Atlanta Super Speedway, I guess you can call it now, I mean, think about that. You got a mile and a half that drives like a super speedway. A mile and a half racetrack that drives like an absolute super speedway. It's going to be great. It's going to be great.
It is definitely going to be great. There's no doubt about it.
I'm excited. I know Randy Pepper is excited. We've been excited all day about this broadcast, guys. This track, Atlanta Motor Speedway, we're 3 races from the playoffs. The battle for 18th, immensely close. 40 points between 14th and 20th. These guys are going to have to put it all on the line. And some of those guys that need to put it all on the line are up near the front. And as the pace truck dives off and we get ready to go back green, it's in the hands of Tyler Dalton. Down the front stretch, the green flag flies. He gets a push from E.J. O'Rourke down the front stretch. And that number 19 machine, the pole sitter, out to a lengthy lead with the 41 behind him. That might not be a good idea, Randy. We've seen this at Dega. We've seen it at Talladega and Daytona. You don't want to get that big lead. You don't want to get out in front of the pack that much on a restart because you get driven right past on the outside.
Yeah, and you also see how Sawyer in that 45 Nice Motorsports truck pulled up right behind them. He got a great run, and you see Gonzalez with a little help behind him getting a push there. He's going to jump in the back bumper of that 41 of E.J. O'Rourke and push him up on the outside of that 40 or that 19 of Dalton, and he's going to get just a nose out in front of Dalton. Oh, we got a couple guys fanning off down to the bottom of the track.
Couple of guys saying, I don't want to be a part of this.
Yeah.
The 26 up against the wall into 3 and 4. He's going to lose a lot of ground, lost a lot of momentum. He's going to dive to the bottom and hold up that inside lane. The 81, Josh Parker, the Mountain Dew machine this weekend on the outside lane. Here he comes on the outside, trying to take the lead. He's got a little bit of help behind him from the 48 of John Fowler. Kevin DeBrown on that outside line. You've also got Justin Fuller on that outside lane. There's 4 trucks out there. There's about 4 trucks to the inside. Tyler Dalton slides up to the outside. He's going to take the 81 of Josh Parker with him. They have some lap traffic on the outside. They're going to have to move around him here. Tyler Dalton side by side with E.J. O'Rourke out of 4.
If you saw that move that Fuller just pulled, he saw that slower truck on the outside. He shifted down to the bottom of the track as far as he could just to make his way out of that slower truck because he knew it was approaching him very fast. And we'd see Dalton with a trunk full of O'Rourke, Gonzalez, and that outside line consisting of Parker, DeBrown, and Fuller now pulling up with him as well.
The 81, Josh Parker got real loose there in the middle of the corner. You can see it. These guys are fighting not only the track.
And Fuller.
Here comes Justin Fuller, outside to inside.
Oh, it's incredible the driving he's doing.
He's trying to get as many spots as he can. And I think what he's doing is he's trying to get a feel for how much this track is gonna grab him as he makes these moves. It really does help that this track has been freshly paved. I mean, you're going to see the tandem start coming in here too. The 51 on the back bumper of the 93 of Kevin DeBrown. I had a brain freeze there. Kevin DeBrown on the outside, the 26, Jose Gonzalez. He jumps up. It's a 3-car tandem up on the outside lane. That's going to put Jose Gonzalez to the lead. Is he going to stay with him or drop down and leave him behind? He's going to stay with him right now through 1 and 2 as he doesn't have the momentum to get past Tyler Dalton on the inside. But down the backstretch, will he get it? He has enough room now to drop down. He's going to say goodbye to the outside lane and take the lead into 3 and 4.
That may not have been a good move. DeBrown will probably try to get that outside line to get around him as well as he's got Fuller pushing him. But Gonzalez sees a better line on the outside, gets up there and blocks the momentum of DeBrown. Now he'll pull it down to the bottom of the track and leave DeBrown on the outside with Fuller right behind him. Fuller is probably the most aggressive driver out here tonight in that 51 Bojangles truck. Falling right behind Kevin DeBrown, bringing the pride around the Atlanta Motor Speedway. On the outside, side by side for the lead. DeBrown with a nose out in front of Gonzalez. Gonzalez down to the bottom of the track. He'll drift up. They'll come down to the stripe to complete lap 16 with DeBrown leading by just a nose.
Just a nose, and you could see when Jose Gonzalez got out in front, he was able to play Pied Piper there for a minute until the 48 jumped up to the outside, gave him 3 trucks, and made this a little more even here. Now it's 4 trucks on the outside, 6 trucks on the inside lane. It's going to be interesting to see how the draft works for them. Jose Gonzalez back out front. We got a wreck. We got a wreck behind him. Josh Parker, what a save. He was sideways. He was in the side of somebody, and I think we do have a truck around.
Yeah, there was another truck that was involved in that came up and actually hit Parker.
Oh, John Eckhart in the 55. Big damage on that machine. He was sideways. Parker was sideways. How was it just 3 trucks that got involved in this? Let's take a look here on the 55. John Eckhart, the 4th here, through 3 and 4. This is a little bit late. It started right about here. So he got it from Josh Parker in the 3 and 4. Watch this. Parker's going to give him a little shot. Gets on that middle part, and it's just arrow loose. Big time arrow loose. He slams into the side of Josh Parker. Comes down across the track. Look at the 43 of Doug Roth just barely slide by. And one truck, the 96, spins out trying to avoid it. But other than that, Randy,
not bad.
It was a 1-car incident, really. It's 2 cars that got real serious damage off that. We'll go on board the 55 this time. Here you go through 3 and 4. You see him on the back bumper. And he just gets loose. He just gets loose all by himself, comes down to the 48, hits the 81, is sideways, big time, just barely gets missed by the 43. Who was that he came down in front of, though?
Well, I'm not so sure that truck's that badly damaged.
I think the right front is pretty destroyed. The 8th one of Josh Parker is the one I'm worried about as well with that right side. Who is that driver that... Watch this on board from his behind shot. Watch the 43 just, yo!
Barely.
That's close. And another truck really close as well. I mean, that was a close one. Now let's see if we can find out. I think.
The spinner was?
Oh, I want to see who he just barely got missed by. And I'm gonna say it's Hamish Gallagher. Let's watch this from Hamish Gallagher's point of view. You see the spin happening in front of him.
So right there, there's a round.
There it is, and then the spin is further behind Hamish Gallagher. So let's see if we can find out. Was it near Ron Holyfield?
It's a red truck.
Right, so this is Ron Holyfield losing it on the exit of 2. He gets it back going. Let's see if he sees who it is here. It's going to be that car. It's going to be that right. It's going to be that one right there. It's going to be, I think,
red and white truck.
Not 100% sure who that is. Joe Livingston. It's Gerald Livingston.
So let's see how much damage that 55 has now.
Let's take a look at the 55 here. John Eckhart. Pretty serious damage. That's going to hurt him a lot. He's probably going to be down some speed as well, so it's going to hurt him some definite.
And that stinks for him.
Yeah, you see the leader, Tyler Dalton, right there. Still leading this race. The outside going to be Jose Gonzalez. Back in 3rd, Justin Fuller. 4th going to be Kevin Brown. 5th, Pedro Mojica. 6th, Chad Coleman. 5th, Chad Coleman. 6th, Pedro Mojica. 7th going to be the 7 of Trey Eidson. 8th going to be Doug Roth. 9th going to be Derek Myers. And 10th is going to be Ed Burrell.
And we see Parker did go into the pits.
Yeah, Josh had some serious left and right side damage from that hit. So we'll keep an eye on what that does to him throughout the evening, but I would assume his chances at winning tonight are all but gone.
Pace truck has pulled off. The field stacks him up. Ready to go back to green flag racing. We'll see if Dalton gets on the gas in the zone. Yes, he does. He's on the gas. Here they go across the line. Dalton leading by just a half a car length over Fuller. Fuller's right behind him, giving him full back end of his truck as trying to watch the inside of this our camera here.
This is Chad Coleman in the 38. You're on board him. He sits
sucking up. Now we'll watch how much suck up he gets here as they come off of turn number 4 and they head back to the line.
You hear how much out of the throttle he was there? The 51
Yes.
Justin Fuller jumps to the outside, and look at how quickly he sucks up to the 19.
Yep. Just like that.
Look at how flat and narrow, look at how much narrower this racetrack really is compared to how you think it is in the backstretch. The corners are wide, like a Texas, but the backstretch is not like a Texas. It's very, very smooth, and it's very, very small. And look at how, it's brand new racetrack, no bumps at all.
No, it's pretty smooth
There's
around
some
this track.
heaves around here and there, but it's relatively smooth. Look at how much these trucks move, though.
Now, on Thursday night, they had a charity out here at the track, and they were allowing people to bring their own car and go around the track. And that was an experience, let me tell you, seeing a pickup truck lift it going around this track at 125 miles an hour was a sight to behold. Trust me.
22 laps.
Fuller.
There it is, Justin Fuller in the lead.
Fuller finally takes the lead. He's been the most aggressive guy tonight. He moved a lot of spots just to get where he is now, as he's just leading over Tyler Dalton, who has led pretty much since the green flag. We've had other people, but he's been the most consistent at the top of the podium.
Tyler Dalton back to the lead there on the outside. It seems like that outside lane is the place you want to be to make passes here at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. Very interesting to say the least. Tyler Dalton dumps to the inside. Kevin DeBrown's going to take that lead on the outside. Maybe not, actually. Kevin DeBrown doesn't have the speed nor the help to get around the outside lane, get around the 19 of Tyler Dalton.
He's got to have Mojica give him a little shove to get up there. And here comes Mojica on that outside line, right behind Kevin Brown. Mojica's got some help behind him as well. Is that Scott Swavely, I think that is? Not really sure who that is back there on the outside.
That is Scott Swavely.
Yeah, okay, so I was right. I thought it was, but it wasn't positive. Tyler Dalton just barely out in front. When he's got a trunk full of Fuller. Fuller's right there behind him, giving him a big shove as they make a way around the track. And you want to make sure you aren't stupid about these shoves. We've already seen 2 incidents because of shoving around.
It can get dangerous here at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. It's a learning process for everybody now to see how these trucks drive at a track specifically like this. They know how they drive at Dega and Atlanta and at Daytona. They don't know how they drive at Atlanta. This is the first time coming here, like we said earlier. So we expected some incidences early on. Maybe they've got a lot of their system. They're starting to learn a little bit more. They're going to calm down a little bit. Or they're just going to keep getting crazy until there's about 15, 20 trucks left, and then they'll calm down.
I don't think you can calm down on this. If you're up front, it's hard to get out of that white knuckle racing, because you know that's what's happening right now. These guys up front are white knuckling it. If you're side by side in this pack, you're nervous. There's no doubt about it. You can be as calm as you think you can be, but you are nervous because you know at any second you can be turned and be into that wall without even thinking about it.
Yeah, no, and it's a hard hit. It's 180 miles an hour. They're hitting about 182, 183 down the straightaways in these packs, slowing down to about 165, 168 in the corners. I mean, it's a hard hit no matter if there's a safer barrier or not. So you take that into effect as well. I mean, you are definitely nervous around this racetrack. It's a lot smaller than it used to be on the straightaways. The corners are wider, like we said, but it's a tiny track compared to what you think.
Yeah, it is. And, people will say, well, why are these iRacers who aren't really going to get hurt? Why are they, concerned about being turned or wrecked or anything? And why are they white knuckling? Trust me, the adrenaline gets into you as you're racing. It's racing. Competitive instinct inside you as a driver takes over. you get into this with you don't know anything about this. Trust me, you're looking at the front of one of these trucks and you're thinking, I want to win, I want to lead, I want to do the best I can. Here goes Kevin Brown dropping to the inside, going to try to make a run for the lead, try to get around Tyler Dalton for the first time tonight on the inside. We've seen him on the outside many times. Now he's going to try that inside, and he's got Fuller right behind him pushing him, and Kevin Brown leads that lap. He has led previously, but not on the inside line. And this time it looks like the inside line is working for Kevin Brown with that Fuller right behind him pushing.
Yeah, that inside lane is finally getting organized. It's finally happening. They're finally going. They got a lapper up top. Here's the thing, Randy. At Atlanta in the Cup Series, what we saw was 3 distinct different groups. You had New Atlanta up front, side by side, white knuckle the whole time like a super speedway. Then you had what New Atlanta will be in the spring, in the middle of the track, or in the middle of the pack. Kind of side by side here and there, but mostly like within half a second of each other. And then you had the third pack, the old Atlanta, where you're not being able to keep up with the guy in front of you because the truck's not driving right, where the car isn't driving right. And we're starting to see that here as well. I mean, you can just see in the top 20, we have the top 10, top 11, all over each other right here. But then you get back to 13th, and they're all over each other, but there's a little bit more space. And you get back to 20th on back, you get to 30th. They're not nearly as on top of each other as they are up here. You can just see it at the top of your screen. They're evened out. They're not all crazy back there. We got a spinner! Pedro Mojica!
Mojica! It's Mojica.
No, it's the 23. It's the 32, I think. Richard Swaverly was involved.
Oh.
The caution is out. I thought it was Pedro Mojica, but it was Derek Myers, and the 23 was also involved in that. I'm not sure who it was that went around. It's Jose Gonzalez from the 26. It was Jose Gonzalez. Now, I don't believe anybody got any damage from that. Let's take a look. It was just one of those you get loose moments here. So I think what happened, and we'll go on board here in a second. He got a big run into the corner. I think he had to check up from the 58 in front of him, and the 51 wasn't able to slow down. Oh, there was some serious contact for the double zero.
Right there.
And the 10 of Richard.
30.
Oh,
it was a double zero?
The 10 and the double zero. Oh, man. Some serious damage for a couple of these guys. Let's go on board here off the back bumper and see if we can see what exactly happened here. Let's listen. Jose's had to check up, started getting loose. It was the end of it. Look at this behind him, though. I mean, he got hit a couple of times, but look at all these guys on the brakes hard, just locking it up, keeping from running him over. Let's go on board. The double zero, John Mustian. This one's going to hurt, folks.
He had nowhere to go.
No,
nowhere.
Not a chance to get around that. He got hit again. That's a lot of damage. Now let's take one more look at the 10 and see how bad the 10's damage is. Richard Beasley here in the Tide Ride. He's on the inside lane. He sees what's happening up in front of him. He's on the brakes, decides I'm going to go high. It's a self-cleaning track, but the track didn't clean. It's one of those things in super speedways. What goes up must come down. He thought, well, it's going to come up, so it's got to go down, right? Didn't go down in time.
Nope. We got just a piece of it.
Trey Eidson is our new leader. Tyler Dalton in second. All of these guys came to pit road. 4 tires and fuel for everybody except for the 7. He came down pit road twice already tonight. Pedro Mojica has also been in the pits 4 times. Kevin Brown twice. Chad Coleman twice. Doug Roth 3 times. Ed Burrow 3 times. The only driver on the track right now in the top 5 that's been in the pits only once is Tyler Dalton.
That's kind of surprising.
Randy, while we have a second here under caution, before we get around here and go back green, which is in a half a lap, Rumor mill is going crazy. Absolutely crazy. Silly season's in full effect, and the big name is really the only name on the free agent market right now, and wherever he goes, it's going to shake up the rest of the world because somebody could lose a ride to bring him in, and that's Kyle Busch.
Oh, yeah.
Rumor has it Kyle Busch is going back to Chevy.
Yeah.
Where does he go? There's not a Chevy team that needs it. He's not going to go to RCR. Not at least for a year. He's not going to go to HMS because Hendrick isn't going to get rid of anybody. Does he go the route of his brother and he has to go to a smaller team for a year and kind of help them build? And then he's going to get a ride somewhere big. Because there's always the possibility he could go to like the 51 Ware Racing, take over for them, and JRM could buy him out in a year or something. There's always that possibility.
I don't know. Here we go. Green flag racing again with Trey Eidson leading the field to the line on lap 36. He'll
Lots
bring
of
the
spinning
field.
tires.
Yeah. Ooh. Look at that. Oh, look at Pedro Mojica driving to the outside. He's going to try to drive around Trey Eidson. And Eidson getting out of the groove and getting out of the way.
What is Trey Eidson doing?
Not really sure. Maybe he didn't like something up there. It's kind of
He's going
unusual.
all the way to the back.
Yeah, he is.
Very interesting. Maybe he sees something. Maybe he thinks, hey, these guys are crazy up here tonight. I don't want to be anywhere near this.
Well, I think he's feeling that I don't have any dancing partners up here. I might as well get out of here.
That could be a possibility. Maybe he's going back there to find Daniel Falkenham.
And that's what I was thinking. Maybe he's going back there to find Daniel. As you see, Pedro Mojica with a trunk full of Kevin DeBrown. We've seen these two team up throughout the season from several races. So this isn't a first-time acquaintance by any means. As DeBrown, no, these two have been very acquainted to each other, or with each other.
Look at the Hornet's nest behind him, though. I mean, it's 10 trucks. It's really 10 trucks that's a breakaway right now.
Yeah.
Then the rest of the field is kind of chilling out. You got Ryan Howard, Richard Beasley. So this is what I was talking about, folks. Like this is what we saw in the Cup Series, right? See this top pack right here.
Actually, this is more Xfinity. This is exactly what the Xfinity race looked like.
The top 10,
if you were the
top
track.
11. They're all up in here. And then you come back here, single car, draft all the way to back here, single car, draft. Then we got a single car. It's much different than up here, back there right now. But look at that. Look at Ryan Howard. These guys go side by side. He's able to just go flat out around the track. They're not anymore. He's now in the draft.
Yeah. Once you're in that draft, you're part of the party. There's no doubt about it.
Even if you don't want to be.
Yeah. If you want to be part of the party, that's for sure.
If you don't want to be, you still are. Because there's no way to lose the draft here except for going 160 miles an hour.
Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely, that second pack is definitely starting to catch them. And before long, they're going to be part of this party.
It's going to be another 20 cars all up against each other again. 41 laps in. We've had 4 cautions. We're going to go side by side here on the Ghost Fire Media Network. You're going to miss a single second of the action as we hear from our sponsors.
This tree is going to look great here.
Did you call 811 to protect your underground utilities?
I can't wait to see these roses come up.
Dig, dig, dig! Wait, we forgot to call 811.
Before you dig, make sure you can. Call 811 to know what's below. It's up to all of us to protect the ones we love.
Transervice has been a leader in the transportation and fleet maintenance industry for over 50 years. If you're a professional driver or technician looking for opportunities to be the best and work with the best, then we want you working at Transervice. Our current workforce includes over 1,000 drivers and technicians, managing over 24,000 pieces of equipment in over 120 regional and local facilities across North America and Puerto Rico, and we're getting larger all the time. Our corporate philosophy of trust, respect, and honesty has led to employees that have spent their entire career with Transervice. As with our employees, we have many customer relationships exceeding 20 years. You'll have the opportunity to learn and grow professionally in an environment that values and rewards excellence, with a variety of perks such as education support, recognition awards, career advancement opportunities, and more. A great work-life balance, a company built on values, recognition, and rewards for excellence. While our competitors offer jobs, Transervice offers you a career, not just a job. Contact us today.
Well, they have not settled down at all here. Pedro Mojica leads the race. One of the surprising things that has happened since we've been gone is the Gonzalez truck. The number 26, who was involved in an earlier incident, now is running second, third, depending on the lap we look at, is now challenging for the lead. Also, Richard Beasley, who was involved in one of those incidents earlier on, is now running in the top 10 as well. So some of these trucks may have some damage. Yeah, some might have had some damage earlier on. Now, actually running very well. So maybe damage doesn't have that much to do with aerodynamics at this track. Who knows?
Side by side they go. 2 by 2 by 2 by 2 here at the front of the pack. Around the Atlanta Motor Speedway. Pedro Mojica, Kevin DeBrown, Justin Fuller, Doug Roth on the outside lane. You got Jose Gonzalez, Trey Eidson. Going to be Chad Coleman and Richard Beasley, your inside lane right now. Behind them, you got E.J. O'Rourke and Tyler Dalton on that inside lane. And then on the outside, you got the number 64. The number 64, Brett Murphy, who I don't remember calling out his name at all this season. He's out there. He's in 10th right now.
Doug Roth as well is right
Doug
there
Roth
in 7th.
7th. Doug Roth almost got destroyed earlier tonight in that incident with the number 26, Jose Gonzalez. He immediately escaped massive damage, and he's now sitting in 7th position here, 52 laps in. Randy, we're 8 laps from halfway. With the points you get at halfway, how important those points are about to be for a lot of these guys coming down to these last 3 races. You're going to see 2-3 wide action here all the way up until that lap 60 mark.
I think we're going to see some moving and shaking going on here, as we're already seeing some of that as well. I'm still just surprised at Jose Gonzalez, the run that he is having in that 26 Cowtails truck. I mean, it's just amazing how well he's doing. Hopefully, I don't jinx him, as many times they accuse us as the commentator curse. So hopefully not. As Mojica, we got Mojica and Gonzalez up front. Got Kevin DeBrown right there with Fuller right behind him. Trey Eidson's right in this mix. I mean, we got a really good mix of trucks in there. Coleman, Roth, Beasley. Now Beasley and all those other guys have caught them. So now we've got roughly around a 15 truck pack here now. Everybody's getting a little antsy. They figured, well, we got to get to lap 60 and make some points up. You can see back there Daniel Falkingham just kind of stalking them. Back there just trying to take his time and find his spot. And at the end of this race, I'm predicting that Fuller will be in victory lane. Got any predictions there, Nick?
I'm gonna go with Richard Beasley. I think the Tide Ride's gonna get it done tonight.
Wow. That would be pretty interesting to see that happen for sure. You love that paint truck, or paint scheme on that truck. Paint truck. He's coming to paint the walls tonight. 56, 4 laps remain before they get to the halfway point, with Trey Eidson now sneaking out in front of Gonzalez around that lap. Down the back straightaway they'll come. 2x2, side by side. Door handle to door handle. Lug nut to lug nut. As they come off of turn number 4. Trey Eidson's going to try to lead this one, but will Gonzalez sneak it? No, Eidson will get himself one that time around, as they're still side by side. Nobody getting out of line just yet, except behind them I see one truck. I'm not sure what truck that is. Maybe Murphy back there in that 64 making some moves, trying to make something happen, as he's right behind that number 43 of Doug Roth. The Richard Petty paint scheme on that truck. Here they come across the line again, and Eidson will lead again. So he's led the last two, and now he's got a good little run going, as he's got a little shoving behind him from Chad Coleman. Coleman gave him a little shove from behind, along with Fuller right there behind him as well. These guys may try to separate themselves. It's a 3-truck getaway here, but they've got slower trucks in front of them. They may come into play here. Is that? Not really sure. Some of these trucks are pulling off good. I was thinking they were going to play spoilers for you. So lap 59 this time around. Who's going to get the points this time around? Eidson leads it. Single file for the top 3 trucks, and then it's 2x2, 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 and then single file back behind them. Off of turn number 4, Eidson going to try to get. Here comes the Mojica truck and try to sneak it on that outside. Is Mojica going to get the points? No, Eidson will get the points.
Man.
Barely.
Woo! It's getting spicy in here, Randy. It's like Taco Bell on a Tuesday. Packed.
They killed Taco Bell.
Hey, listen, it's like Walmart on the first Friday every month. Here they
Mojica's
come through
got it.
turns
Look at
3 and
Mojica.
4. The 93, Kevin Brown, big sideways there. Trey Eidson slides up. They almost make contact on the exit of 4. Chad Coleman all over him. Chad Coleman wants to lead. Richard Beasley wants to lead. Randy, if they keep racing like this, they're not making another 60 laps.
No, we'll have more incidents.
Woo, mama.
And I believe the big one still has not come yet.
You think we're going to have a big one still? You think we haven't had a big one yet?
No, I think we're going to have a bigger one.
A bigger one?
A bigger one.
Oh, man.
I mean, we're going to have a John Holmes-sized big one.
A John Holmes-sized big one?
Yes.
Oh, my God. That's a big one. That's a really big one.
That's a big one.
That's a massive one. I'm just gonna shut up now.
Yeah, choke on that one.
No.
All right. Whoa. Trey Eisen almost went for a little ride there as he got a trunk full, a bumper full from Coleman, and looked like he was going to go up the track and take out DeBrown in that little incident, but luckily he saved it and kept it in the right direction. So that could have been that big one we were talking about there for a second. 63 laps down out of 120 laps here at Atlanta Motor Speedway in the Transervice Truck Series Sim500 League. It's Randy Pepper alongside Nick Adams on this night. Good to have you watching if you're out there watching tonight, or if you're watching tomorrow, one of the other nights. It's good to have you along for the ride. Don't you agree?
By two. By two. By two.
You know what you have not done in a while?
What?
You haven't turned it up. Do we have that camera for this or no?
You want to crank it up? We can crank it up. Let's crank it up.
Let's crank it up. We haven't done it in a while. Laps down of 120. I hope you're enjoying that, cranking it up. We've been watching the stalking of the 39. Slowly but surely making his moves up as he got around Tyler Dalton. And that's kind of a familiar incident that we usually see, because Dalton has been notorious for running fast and then burning up those tires, and Daniel Falkingham stalks him and gets around him. I don't think that's quite the incident tonight, because it doesn't really seem to matter what the tires are. You're just going to be fast either way. And Falkingham making his way up to 8th. He's good looking at the back bumper of that 43 of Doug Roth. And I'm not really sure if he's going to sit there for a while and wait for maybe 10 to go. We'll have to watch, because I think he's going to be a player by the time this is over. But I'm going to keep my prediction, and Mr. Fuller will squeak one out tonight, because that's all it's going to be. It's going to be a squeaker tonight out here. These guys have been too close side by side, 2 by 2 around the Atlanta Motor Speedway all night long. And Mojica is leading now with DeBrown second, Eidson, Coleman, Fuller, O'Rourke, Roth, Gonzalez, Falkingham, Fowler, and Dalton. That's the way they line up right now on the track. And that changes by foot. It's not even by lap.
Oh, the 93 Kevin DeBrown's going around. Kevin DeBrown into the wall hard. He's coming back up the track. Doug Roth's around. Daniel Falkingham's in it. Falkingham is sideways across the track. Big damage for the 39. The 93, the 43. Kevin DeBrown, Doug Roth, Daniel Falkingham all involved in this. Man, oh man, Randy Pepper, we were just talking about them. I saw it coming in 3 and 1 and 2 there as the 93 got loose and slowed up. And now the championship leader in some serious hot water tonight.
That truck is toe up.
Well, let's see. Let's start with Kevin DeBrown. We'll start by going on board Kevin DeBrown here. It's already started by the time we get to it, so here we go. We'll start in
Fuller
the middle
gave
of the
him a
corner.
shove.
Fuller again. This is the second time tonight now for Justin Fuller. So he almost got into it with Eidson there.
He slowed up, and I don't think Fuller had anywhere to go.
The momentum, he had to get off of it because him and the 38 got together. Him and Chad Coleman got together, and that was just the end of it. And he came back up the track, and they started spinning behind him. I want to see what happened behind him. Richard Beasley involved in another one that's not his fault. Let's take another look here. Let's go on board Daniel Falkingham and see what happened to Daniel Falkingham.
He got shot. Big time.
So through 1 and 2, he can't see anything. He's behind these guys. The wreck's going to happen up there. It's about 4 rows ahead of him, so he's thinking he's fine. He sees the spinner. Oh, Doug Roth got hit. He had nowhere to go. This was a big accident. This was 8, 9, 10 trucks.
That's the big one. That's the John Holmes size one right there.
And that's a lot of trucks got damage out of this. Let's go on board Richard Beasley. He's behind the 2 back here. We'll see what he sees. You're over his right shoulder here. All right, so he sees the wreck. It's coming now. He's on the brakes, He's back on the throttle, trying to go through it on the brakes, hard. Boom, right into Falkingham. Big damage on the 10. And now one more. Let's go on board Doug Roth. Let's see what happened to Doug Roth here, because Doug Roth is the guy who got shot across the racetrack. Let's see what happened to Doug Roth. So through 1 and 2. He sees the incident beginning in front of him. He sees it there. He's on the brakes. He just gets run over. Hey, he just gets run over.
Yeah. Nothing he could
big
do about that.
Big damage to
Mike
a lot of
Kelly
trucks.
was all on that.
Yeah, big damage to a lot of trucks here.
Nutrition. Is that not nutrition? Nutrition is becoming.
Attrition, yeah. Attrition is setting in. It's what it's going to be a battle of. It's going to be a battle of attrition. At this point, we've probably got 20 trucks on the track that really don't have a bunch of damage. And other than that, there's a bunch of trucks with damage. I mean, we have trucks up near the lead that have a bunch of damage. Pedro Mojica's truck, his truck is pretty bad. Jose Gonzalez's truck is toast on the back. The 18 has some rear end damage. Tommy Ryan has a very clean truck. The 38 has rear end damage. The 12 was just involved in that last wreck. So there's a lot of damaged trucks out there tonight. And like I said, Randy, the first time at a new track, always going to be a mess.
Yep.
Never a doubt in my mind. The first time at a brand new racetrack for everybody will always be a mess.
Look at some of these trucks. They have the back lids actually have bungee cords holding them together. That's how bad they're messed up back there. As you see, Gonzalez truck, you got one bungee cord coming across holding that together. I'm not sure who approved that, but they did. I don't think the Nice Motorsports truck still out there, the 45?
The 45 is out there, yes.
Yeah. All right, he's still out there. So I just want to make sure Jimmy Fallon still has a job. Yeah, there he is. All right, so green flag is back out. Pedro Mojica brings them down to turn number 1 with a truck full, the 41 of O'Rourke. O'Rourke there, they're going to try to separate themselves. I don't know how long that's going to last, as Eidson and Dalton now has made his way back into the top 5. And they're already starting to spread out side by side. O'Rourke was thinking about trying to go to the outside line. Now he's going to probably do that as you see Eidson trying to work the outside. Now he's going to tuck behind them. And, they're already looking 3 wide again. They are already getting crazy. Didn't they just learn their lesson from the last time?
I think they have.
I don't think so. No, I don't think.
These guys are crazy.
Oh, boy.
My heart
Kevin Brown felt the noise for sure. He was coming and feeling the noise for sure. And he's out of the race, or is he?
Girls rock the boys.
Yep. Kevin DeBrown.
Yeah, that's all I can sing for that song, otherwise we'll get copyrighted. I'm going to put that on in my background now.
I'm not. I don't think they. I think that was the. So sure they wrote that song. I think Sweet actually wrote that song. They just copied it. I know it was one of their songs that they did that was not theirs. I think it was that one. Which that's long before you were born. Sweet was another rock band that was out a long time ago. They had a song that became a big hit for actually Motley Crue. No, that was, Ballroom Blitz. That was Sweet.
Huh, okay.
Yeah, remember that song? Ballroom Blitz?
No. I'll have to listen to it after. I have other songs in my ears now.
I have no music in my ears. All I have is the music, sound of motors going at full tilt around the Atlanta Motor Speedway as trucks are side by side, 2 by 2 by 2 by 2, all the way around this track until we get to some guys that just don't have any horsepower because they've got too much damage to make their trucks go anywhere.
Look at the middle of this pack, Randy. I mean, absolutely insane. These guys are still side by side, 10, 11 rows deep still.
Yeah.
Oh, the 99's in the wall. Tommy Ryan's in the wall, entering one. He's going to be up against that wall, slowing down the outside lane. Nobody gets into him. He's going to be fine to keep going, but he's going to lose all of his momentum in about 11 spots.
Yeah, unfortunately, in North Carolina, or is that the Virginia 811? That was the Virginia 811. By the way, hurricane season is upon us. Things are going to starting getting crazy.
NATO season is too.
What is?
NATO. Tornadoes.
Oh, tornado. Yeah,
Tornadoes.
Yeah, tornadoes are definitely crazy right now. But we also, if you live on the east coast of Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, Virginia, this is the season when things start getting heated up in the Atlantic Ocean. We got a storm out there right now. Doesn't look real favorable, but they're not so sure about it. So we got to keep our eyes on that. And so you got North Carolina 811 and Virginia 811. We know that's about digging and stuff about your power lines, but they're also talking about power companies and those people that are out there working to keep your power on. You got to thank them for the work that they do every year during hurricane season and tornado season. Because without them, we'd be in the dark a lot more. As Mojica and Eidson are side by side, and then side by side pretty much for the next 10 rows back still. We've got a great race out here. Definitely a good race. 82 laps down of 120 laps. Now's a good time to go to the refrigerator and grab a ice cold beer, or maybe if you're like me, you're off to the refrigerator to get yourself a shot of that good old tequila. That's El Bandito Yankee Tequila. It's so smooth, it's criminal. Side by side, still Mojica. Just by a nose.
Colleague racing. I just thought of it. Just popped in my head now, randomly.
What?
Oh, Mojica down the track a little bit, but we're good. We're still straight. Kyle Busch next year. Chevy. Just clicked. Just
Who?
clicked. There's only one Chevy team that has the ability to take them on that's actually competitive. Colleague Racing.
Huh? Yeah, they're not a bad team. That's for sure. Yeah.
Or he goes to, they start a third car over there with the 1 and the 99. Whoa, Tyler Dahl moves to the outside, 3 wide for the lead. 3 wide for the lead into turn 1. Dalton up against the wall. Who's the 26 going to go with? Mojica. Down the bottom, Gonzalez, the 7's coming to the track. They're going to wreck out of 2. The 19 up against the wall. Tyler Dalton just got absolutely pushed into the wall by the 7 of Trey Eidson. Tyler Dalton cannot be happy about that at all.
You know, we haven't talked much about the Toyotas tonight, and I believe there's a Toyota up near the
three
front of the pack.
Toyotas, 4th, 5th, and
Yeah.
6th.
Yeah, so could a Toyota win tonight?
Well, with Chevy taking out their own cars, then that might happen. I don't know what happened there. I don't know if Trey Eidson got the clear or if he just thought he was going to clear him, but he came right up the track and just absolutely plowed the 19 into the wall.
Maybe the air got a little squirrely there. I mean, they were 3 wide.
Yeah, it looks like he just came right up the track.
Yeah, they haven't been 3 wide the whole night. Not at the front of the pack, so Tyler Dalton paid for it, for sure. And it doesn't appear that Trey Eidson has any damage from that.
He got lucky.
Yeah, he got very lucky, unlike Tyler Dalton, who's still back there. Hanging in there, but he's definitely got some.
That thing's an aerodynamic
front.
nightmare now.
Yeah. Right front has definitely got a little cavage to it. I don't think they're going to do that again for a while. Do you?
I think they will as soon as they get an opportunity.
I think.
Pedro Gonzalez. Jose Gonzalez and Pedro Mojica. Jose Gonzalez to the outside. He wants the lead. He went through the middle, Randy. They're wrecking behind him. Big wreck behind him. The 3 of Jeff Ryan's around. The 19's involved. The Nice Motorsports 45 is involved. 3 vehicles in the wall here. 88 laps in. Randy, Tyler Dalton hit the wall just 3 laps ago, and now he's been involved in this incident. More damage to the 19. The left side on that car now destroyed. The right side on that car destroyed. The front end of that car, you guessed it, got damage. Tyler Dalton cannot be a happy camper. He should have never been in that position. He'll probably be the first one to tell you that.
There's no doubt about it.
What in the world even happened here? Let's take a look with the 3. It was teammates. Teammates took each other out here tonight, Randy Pepper. I think it was the 99. I think Tommy Ryan took his teammate out. That's exactly what happened. Tommy Ryan and Jeff Ryan. Oh, it wasn't even teammates. It's relatives. Oh, it's going to be hard to sit next to each other at the Thanksgiving table now. Watch this from the back bumper. From the back bumper. You're going to see Tommy Ryan just has a huge run. Huge run from Tommy Ryan there. We'll go on board him one more time here. Back bumper, Jeff. You see Tommy. He's in the draft. Got a huge run. I think he thinks the 3 is going to go up. And he does it. Oh, the 3 had to check up. The 3 checked up big time for something in front of him. What happened in front of him? Did you hear that big checkup out of the 3?
Yeah, I did.
The 43 pulled up in front of him down the backstretch, and the outside lane died. The 43 and the outside lane died in front of him. Oh, the outside lane just stopped moving.
And you realize we had 3 of our sponsor trucks involved in that.
Look at Tyler Dalton here. Tyler Dalton, he's gonna get turned trying to avoid it. Oh, unfortunate circumstances. What happened? You can just hear the frustration in Tyler Dalton there. He's going to get turned by Hamish Gallagher trying to avoid this. Watch, he's going to turn left. Sorry, the 21's going to turn him. He just didn't know the 21 was there. The 45 plows into the back bumper.
Didn't have anywhere to go in that 45.
No, none of them did. The 19 had nowhere to go. The 45, that's unfortunate, Randy. We're going to have about 16 trucks here that are going to be good to go here to the end.
Oh, boy.
Wowzers. It's been crazy here tonight, folks. If you're just joining in, we're going to go over all of the incidences we've had tonight before that pace truck pulls off. Our first caution flag of the evening was out in the back. Back there you see the 56 truck. It looked like is Adam Gilliland. Adam Gilliland, the first caution flag of the evening. Let's go back and take a look. Adam Gilliland up, gets hit by the 6, Mike Montesi. Adam Gilliland out early once again Every time we've seen Adam this year, he's been involved in something early, unfortunately for him. The second caution of the night was John Eckhart the fourth. It doesn't want to show it.
It was invisible.
We'll show it after here. So let's try this again. There it is. The 55. Got turned into turns 3 and 4 here by the 81. After he got loose, hit the 81 and the 48, and that was pretty much the end of his night. Later on in the evening, we had a 2-truck tango. Right here, you see the 26. Jose Gonzalez goes around. He's currently your leader. Your leader was involved in a wreck earlier in the evening, and now he's getting ready to lead the field back to green on the exit of 4.
That's almost unbelievable.
We'll take you through the rest of the incidents as if you're just following up with us here in a little bit, but we are coming 30 laps to go. Nobody has to pit here from the end. Jose Gonzalez brings him down to the green flag. He doesn't spin the tires. Here we go off into 1 and 2. Jose needs to not get a huge lead, though, and that's unfortunate because he has.
Yeah, that's
He's put himself in a position now, Randy. That 58, that 7, the 12, the 41, they're going to fly by him down here on the backstretch. Here they come.
Yeah, they fan out for
See
sure.
you,
Here they go. Yep, 2 by 2.
EJ O'Rourke to the lead. The 26 isn't going to be able to settle in here until that 12 gets up on that back bumper. He's going to be able to side draft the heck out of the 58, but it's not going to save him here. He's going to lose a lot of spots in those two Toyotas down the bottom. They've got 3 Chevys on the outside pushing each other.
You're thinking about 3 wide.
They
Fuller
were.
thought about going wide, but thought better of it.
Thank goodness he did that, because 3 wide would have been a death sentence early on.
No doubt about it. Because everybody's trying to settle into their spots right now.
Oh, EJ O'Rourke's
Oh!
around! EJ O'Rourke just pulled the Kyle
he
Busch.
saved it.
Big save
He-
by EJ O'Rourke, but he absolutely killed the momentum of that inside lane.
What happened there?
How did he save that? He got on the apron. Wow, what a save by EJ O'Rourke. Pedro Mojica to the outside. Trey Eidson, Chad Coleman to the inside. Here they come, battling for the lead into turn 3.
They're side by side, 2 by 2 for the top 2 cars, the top 4 cars, 2 rows. And then you got a single truck right behind them, that 23 of Myers. And Myers now is going to have some company as he's got a couple of trucks work on the inside. Tommy Ryan and Bentley Glazer is also in there as well in that 18. We haven't seen a lot of Bentley tonight, but now he's making his moves. Also Gonzalez now is starting to catch his pack as well. So before long, we're going to have a really good battle between a lot of good trucks as long as we stay green. Whoa, Eidson gets way down to the bottom of the track. And they're thinking about going 3 wide already. Eidson almost gets the back end turned around.
Oh my God!
Barely.
They're giving me an aneurysm.
Coleman
Oh.
just barely touched Eidson. And somehow he saved it.
Randy, I don't know how they're still going around the racetrack, but Jose Gonzalez is right back there. Pedro Mojica's back up front.
Mojica's back there, but look right behind him. Fuller is right there in that 51. It's bow time with only 24 laps down, or 24 laps left to go here in the Transervice Truck Series Sim500 League on this beautiful Wednesday night.
Beautiful
My
Wednesday
birthday.
night, and Atlanta Motor Speedway is treating us to a treat, Randy. We couldn't ask for a better race for your birthday.
My birthday gift here. This is my gift.
What a race. These boys have put on a show here tonight. Pedro Mojica wants to lead. He wants to make it 2 in a row. He won last week at Indy. He wants tonight here in Atlanta.
Got the momentum for sure as he's up there on the outside, and he's got a great dancing partner for sure. They're ready to tango around the outside line. 23 laps, ready to go. And it is showtime, as the Stinger would say.
It's about peaking at the right time, Randy. Daniel Falkenham peaked early so far this year. He hasn't really peaked in a few weeks. Other drivers are starting to peak now. You've got Scott Simley, Tommy Ryan, Derek Myers, Pedro Mojica, Chad Coleman. 5 drivers who have won the last 5 weeks. Could we have a 6th winner in 6 races?
I'd love to see it. I definitely would love to see it.
It would be the 9th winner in 9 races.
I'd love to see it. Trust me. I would love to see it.
It'd be the 9th winner. We've had back at Knoxville, Justin Fuller, then Daniel Falkenham at Nashville, Chad Coleman at Dega, Scott Simley at Michigan, Tommy Ryan at Dover, Derek Myers at Iowa, Pedro Mojica last week at Indianapolis. We haven't had a repeat winner at all this year. We have not had somebody win 2 races in a row this entire season. Could Pedro Mojica be the first guy to do it?
He's going to try. This will be 20 laps to go. 20 laps remain in this race. The big thing is we've got everybody in this top 10 has won a race this year. So we've got the best of the best, the cream of the crop running here in the top 10 right now.
Yeah, majority of these guys have gotten themselves in the victory lane. All these guys are winners in the Transervice Truck Series. Sorry, the Wednesday night Truck Series here at Sim500. All these guys have won before. This is going to be a fantastic last 19 laps, Randy. I cannot believe that these guys have been able to be side by side as much as they have tonight, and the fact that we still have 18 trucks on the lead lap.
That's actually, from what we've seen tonight, that's actually amazing in itself. That's a stat that I didn't expect.
Tommy Ryan got really close to the 26 there. They almost had another incident in the 3 and 4. The lead is still side by side. They've been side by side for 5 laps in a row.
Did you see how close Gonzalez got to to Brown?
Yeah, I did.
They went around him. Oh my gosh! I was thinking that was a problem
Almost
there.
Derek Cope the field.
Yeah. That's right. I forgot about that one.
Almost Derek Copes the field.
How about that?
That was the most brain-dead move in the history of NASCAR.
Yeah.
Pulling up on the exit of pit road in turn 1 at Talladega when there's vehicles doing 175 miles an hour coming behind you. Derek Cope is lucky he isn't dead.
For a lot of reasons, Derek Cope was a player off the track, and I know a lot of girls that were his.
Yeah, Derek Cope doesn't have a venereal disease. On
that,
top
and
of,
also, yeah, that
he
and
almost got
broken ribs and everything else.
He almost got decapitated at Talladega.
Yeah. Oh boy, unbelievable! 16 laps remain as Mojica led that last lap. Him and Myers giving him a great shove.
Yeah, they're sticking together.
23. Yeah, that Transervice 23.
And Mojica could play the part of the Pied Piper right now if he really wanted to. Oh, Derek Myers is going to say goodbye. Oh, they're wrecking behind him. They're wrecking behind him. They're going to keep it straight. We're going to stay green. Jose Gonzalez, big damage, though, on the front of that 26 machine.
I'm not so sure it's that bad.
Oh, my goodness gracious.
Did you see the stain?
How did he keep it straight?
I don't know. That was unbelievable. The driving by Gonzalez was incredible.
My good Lord.
Big props.
Let's take a look at this again here. My goodness gracious. This is happening into 3 and 4 here. I think he gets it from Justin Fuller. No, he gets it from Chad Coleman and Justin Fuller. Then he ping-pongs off Tommy Ryan, and he keeps it straight.
Yeah. And
how in the world?
Maybe a little damage on that left front, but I think he already had that.
My good God.
How he saved that, I'm still in shock.
The top 7 have a huge breakaway now, though. The winner, if we don't get another caution, will come from these top 7, I think.
And you look at Doug Roth back there, just looking for the line to make his move.
I have a pick. I have a new pick because my pick got eliminated earlier. My pick is the STP 43.
I'm thinking you got a good pick there because Roth has made some
racy.
very yeah, he's racing. He's made some evasive moves, and they've all worked in his advantage. So if he can do it, I wouldn't be shocked by any means.
Down the front stretch, side by side for the lead. Pedro Mojica took the lead back from Derek Myers and Trey Eidson. Pedro could play the role of the Pied Piper if he really wanted to right now. There's 7 trucks in this pack. If he can control the inside and the outside and keep those 6 trucks lined up even next to each other, he could Pied Piper his way these last 7 laps.
I think, yeah, he could, but I don't think
though.
I don't think they're going to let him.
No, I think they're going to move him out of the way. Oh, and Derek Myers! Derek Myers trying to put himself on the inside there. He decided not to. He lifted.
Which was smart.
And
Very
now,
smart.
Chad Coleman in second. Trey Eidson is your leader. Justin Fuller in third. Bentley Glazier in fourth. Bentley Glazier was 2 seconds off the lead just a lap and a half ago, and now he's just barely 2/10 off the lead.
I was waiting to see how long it was going to take Coleman, to try to get that outside line to work for himself, to try to get around that Eidson truck, and there he goes. Dives that outside. He's got Mojica right behind him. And there is Fuller on that inside line right behind Eidson.
Now
10 laps to go.
It's all about who's going to be less selfish right now. Will it be the inside lane or the outside lane? There's 4 trucks in each lane. They have 9 to go. Which lane is going to be least selfish and help the drivers ahead of them in hopes of helping themselves?
You think we're going to see 3 wide?
There's a possibility we're going to see some selfish driving. I could see 3 lanes of 3 here, and if that double pack behind him catches up Randy in the next 9 laps, it's going to be chaos to the end.
Yeah, I agree.
It's wide enough to fit 3 trucks here. Barely. By a fine-tooth comb, you can fit 3 trucks around here without making any mistakes. You barely have any room between the apron and the wall. You can do it. I don't know if they'll try it, but you can do it.
I think the last lap, I think we may see 3 wide racing. I don't see a reason why they would not try it for that last lap. You've got nothing to lose but the lead. I think you really got to go for it. Because otherwise, whoever's up here in the top 2 rows, they're going to win. Somebody in that top 2 is going to win.
I was talking about being the least selfish to help yourself right now, and both lines are being selfless. Doug Roth hasn't moved. Tommy Ryan hasn't moved. Derek Myers hasn't moved. Neither has Bentley Glazier. Mojica on the back bumper of Chad Coleman. He hasn't moved an inch. He's just been getting up there and pushing the heck out of him. Justin Fuller, he's very content to push Trey Eidson right now.
Yeah, right now. Right now, but that's not gonna last. That's gonna go away here in a few laps. Somebody's gonna make something try to happen.
Well,
Trust me.
Don't forget, 8th place is not far back. Sorry, 9th place.
It's not far back,
The
but
outside lane has 5 now.
5 lined up, nose to tail. Is that outside line going to make something happen? Who knows?
They need to get tighter. Tommy Ryan just jumped to the bottom. Now the selfishness is setting in. Where can I put myself? Where is it going to help me the most? I need points. I know where I am in the points. I need them more than these guys ahead of me. Where do I put myself? Oh, Chad Coleman into the wall! Chad Coleman into the wall! They didn't get off the throttle! They stayed in it! It's a 2-truck breakaway up front now!
Yeah, but that may be a
Look at
problem.
this! It's brought the pack back! It's a huge pack now! Trey Eidson and Justin Fuller can't keep this up. They're going to get caught. Here comes Mojica. Here comes Mojica.
Run.
Huge run down the front stretch. Will he take it to the outside? He will.
And he's going to bring Bentley Glazier with him as well. Bentley's got a great run as well. And he's got Myers right with him. Those 2 are going to have a big-time run as well. And will the momentum be stuck when they get up there. And it is.
3 wide behind him.
nowhere to
EJ
go.
O'Rourke, Doug Roth, Tommy Ryan. 3 wide into turn 3. They're showing it can be done behind them. They're coming to the line to get 3 laps to go, Randy. It's all out the window. Everybody for themselves. There's going to be 2, maybe 3 more trucks getting involved here before the end of this battle. Pedro Mojica to the lead.
Mojica has assumed the position as he's got around Eidson. That outside line is leading the way, but for how long? Can that outside line win the race, or will it be the inside line? We haven't seen Fuller make any evasive moves. Also, look at O'Rourke.
Oh, Trey
O'Rourke
Eidson, big loose on the exit of 4 there. He kept it straight.
And there's Roth again. Roth is back in the middle of this as well.
And the 43 to 99, they're back in this after getting into the wall just a moment ago. The 23, Derek Myers, is still involved in this. This finish is going to be great.
Ullman's up there.
We're coming 2 laps to go down the backstretch, a lap and a half. The white flag will be waving on Pedro Mojica. And 2 in a row here at Atlanta. The white flag is in the air, 1.5 miles to go. Will the 18 make a move? He's going to go to the inside. Here comes Bentley Glazer. Mojica, Derek Myers to the inside. Mojica's going to battle. They bump. They touch. Through 1 and 2. Down the backstretch. Here comes the 23. Derek Myers all over the back bumper of Pedro Mojica. He faked out Bentley Glazer. He went to the outside. Pedro Mojica jumps down to the inside. He's going to try to block the 23 here on the exit of 4. The 23 is going to have a run. Coming to the line. It's going to be a drag race. Pedro Mojica wins 2 in a row as they wreck across the start-finish line.
Wow.
Big incident into the pit lane, though, at the end of this race. Trey Eidson into the inside wall, hard on pit lane. What a finish here. 3 wide at the stripe for the win. Pedro Mojica takes it from Derek Myers and Bentley Glazer. Randy Pepper. Pedro Mojica is our first back-to-back winner of the season.
Wow, awesome job by that 58.
It took 16 races to have a back-to-back winner.
And it's amazing. He's been probably the most consistent driver for a while here during the second part of the season, and he's definitely got the momentum. Can he keep it up?
He's peaking at the right time.
Yeah, he's definitely peaking.
Wow.
Let's just hope his momentum continues.
He's going to
through the
burn
playoffs.
this thing to the ground.
Yeah, absolutely. Round and round. Goes around, comes around. I'll tell you why. Pedro Mojica won the race.
All right, let's get our
Over
third place finisher. See if we can find Bentley Glazer. I can't find him. We're going to bring Derek Myers into the booth. Derek Myers, a second place finish here at the brand new Atlanta Motors Speedway. Congratulations. What a finish. You almost had that. Another lap. Maybe if this was Talladega and that start-finish line was around the corner, you might have had this. How did it feel out there tonight?
Oh, man, it was wild out there tonight. I don't know how many cautions we had, but there were so many wrecks out there, and several times just had to put the car to a stop just to let all the carnage unfold there. And, we played the strategy right and had a shot there at the end. If I could have gotten clear of that 18 truck and had just PJ right in front of me, I would have maybe had a run on him. But nonetheless, we'll take a second place. This is some good momentum going. A win 2 weeks ago, a fourth last week, and a second tonight.
Hey, Derek, how do your hands feel? Were you white-knuckling around this track like I thought everybody probably would be?
Oh, my gosh, dude. I had such a tight grip on my steering wheel. I can't remember the last race where it was like that. My hands, I can feel it right now, man. I'm glad I wear gloves when I race. I had to hold on to that thing so tight.
I figured you guys were going to be doing that because I know it had to be tense big time. I mean, your adrenaline must have been shooting up as high as it could possibly go during that last lap.
Oh, yeah, no, most definitely. Chad Coleman, he did a good job not coming down across the field there and wrecking everyone, and it gave us all a shot to keep going. He kept it up there in the wall, so I'd like to thank him for that. We regrouped there. I barely got any damage and able to make a good finish out of it. And congrats to Pedro, man. I think that's 2 wins in a row for him, and that's a good win out there. He drove good all night, and I was happy I was pushing him there. He's a good guy to follow.
You want to know a crazy statistic about this season?
What's that?
We've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 different winners. Pedro's the first repeat winner back-to-back weeks all season.
That's awesome. Congrats to him. That's a good variety there.
Yeah, variety is the spice of life for sure. You guys are awesome, man. It's fun to watch you guys race. It's a pleasure calling you guys every week.
Oh yeah, man. We're happy to have you guys broadcast the race each week. You guys are really good at what you do, and I like your enthusiasm. And I'm sure tonight was a great one for the viewers to watch. And I can't wait to go back and watch this one.
You definitely will be entertained, I'm sure. Unfortunately, the first 15 minutes of the race, I don't think we were on the air. For some reason, our mics did not come on. So when they do come on, it will be good. Trust me.
Right. There's always some technical difficulty.
Yeah. I don't know why, but it happens. So I want to thank anybody, man.
I'd like to thank Sim500 for putting on the leagues each week in every series that they run. It's a lot of fun to race these guys. I'd like to thank Glenn Campbell and Transervice as my new sponsor on my truck, along with Bang Energy. And I'd like to do a shout out to my Smoke Show Racing teammates. If you guys are watching, I tried, man. And thank you, Nick Adams and Randy Pepper, for broadcasting the races.
Thank you for running so well, man.
Thank you.
All right. We'll go ahead and throw Derek back down there with his team, and we'll get our winner. Winner, number
Chicken dinner.
2. Pedro Mojica.
Where is he?
Pedro, it's Nick and Randy in the booth. How you doing, my friend?
Doing pretty good, man. Feel a little bad.
Do you?
Teammate, but we were able to pull off the win.
Well,
do you realize what you just did?
Yeah, do you realize?
I do not.
You are the only driver this year to win 2 races back-to-back.
Oh, wow, that's interesting. I would have thought that somebody would have already done that, either Trey or Daniel, for how many times they've won this season. So, yeah, that's pretty cool, I guess.
Yeah, it's very cool, man. I mean, you drove your heart out for sure out there. I mean, you several times you went back, came to the front, went back, came to the front. I mean, you drove your heart out, man. Very impressive tonight. It was a lot of fun to watch you drive that 58 around the track. I'm still wondering why you don't have a sponsor on that truck.
Yeah, we haven't really looked around, but yeah, I mean, it was a good race. I mean, overall, the beginning of the race, just wanted to miss the chaos, which we were able to miss that. And then there, middle to end of the race, I just wanted to manage track position, stay up front, because once we got double file there, it was hard to make anything happen unless you were the front 2 cars. So I just try to keep that throughout the race, and for the most part, did pretty good. There at the end, I lost a little help on the top, and Chad got in front of me, so I was pretty committed to just trying to push Chad. He was hanging on by a thread pretty much every lap, and then just one small bump just kind of sent him down as Trey was coming up, and they met. So yeah, that was unfortunate. I hated that for Chad. I was trying to help him to try to get him in victory lane, and ended up hurting his race a little bit. But I mean, we were able to come out of that. I mean, had to shake it off, and go for the win. So able to do that and pull off a win, and yeah, our second win and 2 wins in a row. So yeah, I guess, yeah, it's pretty cool.
Absolutely, man. Awesome to see the way you drove tonight. It was a lot of fun watching all you guys. I asked Myers, I said, how much white knuckle racing were you doing out there? I'll ask you the same question. How much white knuckle racing were you doing?
I would say halfway, with the halfway bonus points, pretty white knuckle. And then, yeah, they're like the last 10, 15 laps there was pretty white knuckle. I was holding that wheel pretty tight. So it just takes a lot of focus, man. When you're racing that that close for that long, man, you got to be focused and you got to be real precise with your moves so that one, you don't cause a wreck, and then two, just keep yourself in a good position. So.
Were you surprised that nobody tried the outside line, try to make it 3 wide at the end?
A little bit. I was looking for it, but I don't think there was enough teammates or people working together to make that happen. I think at the beginning of the race it worked, but I think a lot of that was those guys were teammates and they kind of ganged up on one person, so one or two people, and then at the beginning of the race, people didn't want to be in those situations, so they backed out. But yeah, I think there wasn't enough people that would call themselves teammates around each other to make that work.
Well, anyways, it was a great ending. It was a great race altogether. And if you want to thank anybody, please shout them out.
But yeah, I mean, appreciate you guys, Ghostfire Media, for putting on the broadcast. Appreciate you guys doing this, taking time out. Hopefully put a good show on for you. Transervice for sponsoring the Wednesday series. Appreciate what Glenn does and that whole company for sponsoring the series. Fun series to be a part of. So glad to be a part of it. And all the admins at Sim500, appreciate them for what they do to put this on and let us have fun. So appreciate them. Everybody at Team Name. And then again, apologies to Chad. I was just trying to help him, and small bump gone wrong, but yeah, I appreciate those guys. Have a lot of fun racing each other.
Yeah, awesome job, man. And congratulations on win number 2 in a row. And we'll see you next week here on the Ghostfire Media Network.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Oh, Randall. It's a hell of a week. Hell of a race. I like Atlanta.
Absolutely.
I used to hate Atlanta. I like Atlanta.
I can't wait to run something on this track.
Oh, my God. I don't know when the AOLL is doing this, but I'm finally able to come back now that my knee is healed. Man, I'm telling you what, I'm 100% getting in Atlanta.
Me too.
So, your Sim500 Transervice Truck Series Atlanta Motor Speedway official results are as follows. Winner, chicken dinner to Pedro Mojica in the number 58. In second, Derek Myers. Third, Bentley Glazier. Back and forth, E.J. O'Rourke. Fifth, going to be Tommy Ryan. Sixth, Trey Eidson. Seventh, Justin Fuller. Eighth, Joey Gattina. In ninth, Doug Roth. 10th, Scott Simley. 11th, Charles Woods. 12th, Jose Gonzalez. 13th is going to be Chad Coleman. 14th is going to be Hamish Yallier. 15th, Tyler Dalton. 16th, going to be Brian Wortman. 17th, Jimmy Coleman. 18th, Ed Burrell. 19th, Richard Swaverly. 20th is going to be Doug Sigmund. 21st is going to be Ryan Howard. 22nd going to be Ron Holyfield. 23rd, Daniel Falkingham. 24th, Jeff Ryan. 25th, Mike Kelly. 26th is going to be Chris Sawyer. 27th, Kevin Brown. 28th, Richard Beasley. 29th, John Fowler. 30th going to be Brent Murphy. 31st going to be Josh Parker. 32nd, John Eckhart IV. 33rd, John Mustin Jr. 34th going to be Gerald Livingston. 35th, Bobby Wetzel. 37th, Kevin Stone. 38th, Adam Gilliland. And 39th, Mike Montesi.
Well, good night of racing here at the Atlanta Motor Speedway in the Transervice Racing Series, the Sim500. Sorry, I had to move my chair again. Sorry. I got a little tied up there. Sorry. So anyways, it's been a great night, man. There's no doubt about it. Enjoyed it a lot, Nick. And we'll do this again next week. Folks, thanks for tuning in to the Ghostfire Media Network. He is Nick Adams. I'm Randy Pepper from the great state of Florida. So long from the Sunshine State.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you at Sonoma.
Thank you for watching iRacing.
3,